Hello, Bill Hayes again. Well guys, today we answer a question once and for all. Something that I've answered before, but apparently it wasn't clear enough, so I'm going to do it today in a way that everybody can understand. Narrower forks are not faster than wider forks, provided that you use the same draw length and the same bands. The wider forks will be faster. That's all there is to it. There is no question on this. It's pure science, okay? To prove this, to show the simplicity of this, I made something that'll work to show you this. Right here are different places we can make these forks be adjusted to. Starting at 1 inch between them, all the way out to being 24 inches between them. Right here we have adjustment holes. This hole is set up so that with these bands, it's a 5-to-1 stretch ratio on those bands, which is a standard stretch ratio that I tell everybody to set their bands up for, or if they want for super longevity, to go for 4.5 or even 4-to-1 stretch ratio. 5-to-1 is what I normally recommend for hunting. Okay, 5-to-1 stretch ratio right here, and I can prove it right here too. My hands, as you notice, are from go from the tip right here to the pouch tie right here, all the way, right? That's 1 hand length. 2 hand lengths. 3 hand lengths. 4 hand lengths. 5 hand lengths. And I was shortened up a little bit as I raised it here. It's actually 5 hand lengths all the way to here. I measured it out with a tape measure, so I know exactly. All right, so it's 5-to-1 stretch ratio on the bands. 1 inch between the forks. I'm going to be shooting some ammo, I'm sure. This is steel ball bearings, 50 caliber steel ball bearings. Okay. The most consistent ammo you can buy. 50 caliber steel ball bearings, machine grade. Alright, turn our crony on once again. Let's step right here. I'll pull back to the mark, holding it on the handle here, aiming across a crony. 194.4 feet per second. 194.4 feet per second, okay? Now, to save time and all that energy, because there are some optimal fork distances in here, I'm going to go right to the surprise finish. To save time and go all the way like that, I'm going to put 2 feet, a little over 2 feet between the forks. Alright? We'll just save time and energy and all that argument. Go straight to the big finish right now. But then I'm going to show you the optimal distances which actually exist. Okay. Right here to the big finish. 2 feet between the forks, as compared to 1 inch between the forks. .6 feet per second. 205.6. So wider forks are faster given the same draw length. That's the important part. If you draw the same, you draw to an anchor, if you have a wider fork, it is better. Now, there are optimal distances in here. This is actually on the lower part of the curve here on the efficiency side of it. It turns out that the optimal distance for your forks is not much narrower, but it's somewhere in between really wide and somewhat narrow. And it happens to be right at 3 inches between the forks for standard rubber right here. This is 5 inches, which is standard for your commercial models. So I thought I would show you that first, because that's a commercial model. Somebody asked about commercial models, whether they figured out the exact perfect thing on that, but that's also not true. Commercial models, the reason why they're 5 inches between the forks is because people will shoot all kinds of crazy stuff between it, you know, out of their slingshots. They'll shoot rocks and all kinds of crap out of them. And anyway, 5 inches between the forks. Oh, that put an error on there, so do one more. 5 inches between the forks. And as you can see, it's 206.5. 206.5. The optimal that I've been able to figure out is about 3 inches between the forks, which is what I've normally put on most of my slingshots. And I'll show you what I mean by that. And the reason why I like to use 3 inches between the forks is because it gives you just the right amount of distance so you don't get very much band fouling, because it's wider than the actual pouch is. So that gives plenty of room for it to pass between the forks, and the bands don't interfere with the shot so much. Alright. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. 3 inches between the forks. And that's 206.7. And that's where the optimal range is, right in there for most band sets I've been able to find. Just right at 3 inches between the forks. If you go right at about 2.5 to 3 inches, that's a real good optimal area to be at. Go a whole lot wider, and it starts reducing a little bit, but not a whole lot, just a little bit. And again, that's with a 5-to-1 stretch ratio on your bands. You could, of course, get faster if you go much higher stretch ratios, and that's the other reason why I have these other holes in here, is because now I'm going to show you the next part of the puzzle. We go to maximum draw length. With these bands, it's going to be approximately 6-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to pull it a 6-to-1 ratio. By simply putting that there. Now the 6-to-1 ratio, that's pretty well maxing these bands out. You can go 7-to-1, even 8-to-1 on thinner bands, but these are a little bit thicker. Yeah, that's right at the tip, or at the end of it. You can feel it. Now, maxing the bands out, shooting 50 caliber steel. Well, it's already forward good. That's 223.9 feet per second. 223.9. Now, if I make this a little bit wider and max the bands out with the forks just a hair wider, where I said the optimal range is, you see that's 223.9. Now there's 3 inches between the forks. And you'll notice that the optimal range brings right into 232.5 feet per second then. 232.5. So your optimal range shooting for a standard person who normally likes to shoot and wants the most useful fork distance that they can shoot rocks with, they can shoot odd-shaped ammo, big ammo, whatever like that. 2.5 to 3 inches between the forks is the proper range right there, and it also gives you the most efficient shot as well with most band sets. You can go much wider, of course, but that has returns that are not near as efficient, and you can use all kinds of different types of weapons that give you wider bands, like a sling bow that does it. That's not going to be as efficient, and it's harder to draw and all that kind of stuff for the amount you get out of it. But anyway, wider forks, given the same draw length, the same pull, are more efficient and will deliver faster speeds. That's all there is to it. Anybody who says any different is an idiot. Believe me, this proves it. Thanks for watching and have a good day.